Last NFL game. Commies, cross-country, Commanders. What are the Chargers right now with this offensive line?
Yeah, that's a big problem. And, it's kind of irritating, not to divert past really quickly, but the Chiefs are going to stumble ass backwards into another division title because of what's going on in the AFC West with this Joe Alt injury now. I think a lot of Herbert in this offense that looks, I think, a little bit different. But like you said, you should have a healthy offensive line, which is now missing multiple starters, against a front that at the very least has invested in edge rushing talent, right? It might be old, but at least it's there. You could see a scenario where, much like we just saw this last weekend, Herbert and the offense are a little disjointed. He's getting pressured. He's getting moved off his mark and not being able to do anything. And all of a sudden you're being held to less than 20 points and losing to a rookie quarterback. I don't think it would be that crazy to see that is the case. Now, statistically, this has still been one of the best defenses in the NFL, and you do have Jaden Daniels coming off of an injury, so that could be something that works in their favor. But I think you got to look a little bit at Washington here if that Alt injury in this offensive line is as thin as it looks.
John Von Tobel, host of the JVT Saturday Football Preview Show here at the Superbook Inside Westgate. A couple of the games that he mentioned, numbers altering that as a midweek conversation. So Chargers now 3 against the Commanders with a total of 47.5. And the Lions-Bengals game is back down under 10. Lions are 9.5 at the Bengals. All right, time to get behind the patch. Raiders, Colts coming up here. Early start for us, a 10 a.m. kickoff, 91 minutes away and on the ground in Indy is one Adam Hill. He is also a former host of the Sunday Football Preview Show, and he joins us in the middle of the country. Adam, what's up, buddy?
Not much. I'm happy. You know where I am, so it's a good time. Indianapolis is the best.
Yes, glorious Indianapolis. All right, well, we come out of the gates. The biggest story, and it's been kind of inflated even more by some of the national scribes and TV people. What is going on with Brock Bowers? And it sounds like there's a difference of opinion on whether he should be playing or not between the player and the coach in the organization.
Yeah, potentially. It's an issue where it seems like they wanted to try to rest him. He hasn't really rested. He's trying to play through this injury, and we talked about it at the time. I mean, there's the risk of trying to play through something like we saw with Max Crosby last year is that it lingers. And they wanted to try to rest it. They sat him out this week, which he hadn't really been doing. He's practicing through it and getting his kind of normal workload during practice. And they kind of hoped rest would work, and didn't kind of respond the way he wanted. I talked to him on Friday. He said he was playing, but he just said, I just don't know. He's like, I feel okay right now, but once I start running on it, who knows? And, it's a lingering issue that they don't want to see linger, all throughout the year. So rest is probably the best option.
So gut feeling he is going to play or not?
No.
Okay. So not. And then Michael Mayer, what's his situation?
He's out. He's still trying to work through concussion protocol. He has not worked his way back yet. So, he's out. He will not be playing for sure. And so, the Ian Thomas show, which, look, he's a very capable tight end. He made plays all throughout the offseason, all throughout training camp, and he's made plays throughout the league. I mean, nobody really knew about it because it was happening in Carolina, but he's a really good player. And so he's not Brock Bowers, and he can't make up for Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer. But he's a capable player. They're okay. They're okay at tight end, and it's not the same, clearly. And we saw, the biggest issue with Michael Mayer not playing last week, obviously, was the issue with the field goal unit, which, we'll see if they can get that corrected today. But, Michael Mayer is a key part of that blocking unit, and he's not there.
Colts are beat up, and we're talking to Adam Hill, who's on the ground in Indianapolis. Raiders and Indy coming up at 10 o'clock. Colts are 7.5, totals 47.5. That beat-up defensive backfield, who do the Raiders go to? Who does Geno Smith go to take advantage of the injuries?
Well, I mean, look, Jacoby Myers is obviously the main guy that they want to try to use and take advantage of, and he hasn't really been unlocked this year under Geno Smith necessarily, but he's obviously a very capable player. We saw last year with the big numbers he put up. And Trey Tucker, which we've been talking about since the beginning of the season, has just made plays time and time again. He's been the guy, the go-to guy for them in a lot of ways. So they'll go there. And then I think, they talked last week about Jack Bech and his decreased playing time. Only played 5 snaps last week, but he's a guy that I think they want to get involved. And Pete Carroll said that was a mistake. They want to get him more out there, and kind of talked to him this week about his increased role. And he said he's ready to take on more, and he thinks he's going to take on more. So that's a guy who, he's not going to, be a big fantasy producer. Like, don't rush to pick him up under waiver wire or anything like that. But I think he's a guy that gets a little bit more involved today. I think that's a name to watch because he can work underneath, can turn the short passes into longer games, and move a little bit with the ball in his hand. So I think Jack Bech might be a guy to look for a little bit of increased workload.
This Colts offense, from a number standpoint, has been pretty good. I would question the level of competition outside of the Rams game right now. Colts leading the league in success rate on first down and averaging over 7 yards on first down. Red zone defense has been a problem for the Raiders as opponents are scoring at a high level, touchdowns, conversion rate in the red zone. I know you like Patrick Graham a lot. He's a genius. What have they talked about defensively with some of the shortcomings, and could we see any scheme changes?
Yeah, I mean, it's something you always talk to and work. You always talk about and work on, and we'll see what they end up doing. But I will point out the other thing that you're talking about with the Colts offense, number one in yards per play, which is a key stat that we tend to look at with whether teams are successful or not. Kind of beyond even the record or the points or anything like that. Yards per play is a very indicative measure, and they're number one, and so they've been really good. I think the fact that they have Daniel Jones. They've unlocked him a little bit. They've obviously figured out a way for Shane Steichen, the former UNLV quarterback, to work with him and have a good, successful offense. I think you're also waiting, if you're the Raiders, you're also kind of waiting for, hey, maybe this just isn't the day. Maybe this is the day that he becomes Daniel Jones again. I think that's maybe the hope defensively. But, yeah, they also, are playing today without Jermaine Pratt, who did not make the trip. And Eric Stokes, starting corner, is out. He's going to be inactive today. It's a little bit of a surprise. So, those just came across the wire as we're talking here. So, Eric Stokes will not play. So that really impacts the defensive backfield as well, for sure, because now you're asking a guy like Darren Porter to take on a bigger role. You're asking Kaibu Kelly to go from maybe the off receiver to now being the number one corner. To Cameron Richardson, who's been banged up and been limited in practice for the most part. He's got to play a bigger role. So Stokes being out is a pretty big loss in the defensive backfield too.
Yeah, none of that is good news when the Colts are developing kind of a secret weapon here in rookie Tyler Warren, who's been really effective.
Yeah, for sure. And the fact that they don't have Jermaine Pratt, linebacker, could obviously impact that as well. That changes everybody's role in the linebacking core, and Jamal Adams has been attacked when he's been in coverage, so that's something to watch for as well. That could be a very key matchup for the Colts to try to exploit today.
Would love to get Ashton Genty going again like he did last week, 155 total yards and 3 touchdowns, 2 of them receiving, but Colton Miller is down, high ankle sprain, fracture, and Stone Forsythe is going in there, so give me the look of the offensive line.
Whoa, I'm not good. I think that's the key part. I mean, obviously the offensive line struggled quite a bit. Last week they got the run game going a little bit, but Colt Miller is the key. I mean, Colt Miller's the anchor. He's longest tenured Raider, been here forever, and he's the guy that, hey, as you try to figure out the rest of the offensive line, you're like, hey, that is the guy that you can count on. You don't have to worry about left tackle. That's a position that you don't even think about. Now what's he do? Stone Forsythe is over there, and I'm sure they'll try to figure out ways to get the ball out quicker and maybe not have to worry that much about it. But I'm sure Geno Smith, every time he drops back, is thinking, does that guy have me? Now, Geno Smith has played with him before. Obviously, he was in Seattle. Pete Carroll drafted him up in Seattle. So there's familiarity there, but he just has not been good. I mean, tape doesn't lie. He has been great. The metrics don't lie. I mean, he's just been abused in terms of his pass protection. So I think maybe try to run the ball, let him get involved in that way, get up the field, hit some people, and hope that carries over and helps him block a little bit too, because I think they've got to be worried about that side of the line today. The blind side for Geno Smith could be an issue.
Adam Hill, let's wrap it on this one. Well, a couple things. First, Indy, very safe city, but we do have an injury report with the broadcast team. Mark Sanchez takes a knife somewhere. Brady Quinn will now fill in. Could he have an effect like Stone Forsythe? Is Brady Quinn going to be prepared for this game?
I think he's ready. I think he had to rush it, and it's funny. I was kind of thinking about the fact that Tom Brady doesn't quick to do his all the meetings and that sort of thing and all the prep work, and obviously Brady Quinn didn't get to do it this week because he steps right in and takes over. I think I think he'll do an admirable job, but he didn't get to do the Zooms. He didn't get to meet with the coaches, so who knows what kind of insight he's going to have into the game. But certainly more capable of doing it from here in the press box than Mark would be from the jail cell, I think.
Yes, rough. I mean, who hasn't gotten into a fight at a bar or outside a bar in Indianapolis. I know I have. Joking aside, let's hope he's healthy, and yeah, it happens. It doesn't. I don't think it's happened to you. Okay, let's close on Adam Hills.
It might have.
Oh yeah, unreported. You could be calling from the hospital right now.
Yeah.
Pick of the day. What do you like?
Well, I actually think the Raiders keep the game close today, so I would look at getting the points in that spot. And the Raiders, by the way, already open 6.5 next week, almost a touchdown favorite. Next week at home. You know what that means. They're playing a very, very overmatched opponent in Tennessee, who's already out on the West Coast. So we'll see how that goes. I actually would go with. I hate doing it because I don't like to lay more than a field goal for sure. But I actually think the Eagles at home today against the Broncos. I just don't think the Broncos are good. Last week, Bo Nix kind of got going a little bit, but that was because the Bengals had quit on the game completely. If you look at some of the numbers on Bo Nix this year, he's been atrocious. The advanced metrics are terrible. And that's with the best protection in the league, by the way. Their offensive line is grading out very, very well. The metrics on them have been sensational, like very few pressures allowed, and yet Bo Nix has still been terrible. I think going on the road to the East Coast, short week, they could be in trouble.
All right, Adam, enjoy the game. Be safe.
Sounds good. Talk to you guys.
David Njoku just goes in on a 9-yard touchdown reception. Good, quick throw. Got the ball out on time. That's the key with quarterbacks in the NFL. That throw, of course, from rookie starter Dylan Gabriel. So 17-14, a lot of football left to be played. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. You can watch it down here at Westgate in the Superbook. Come on down, download the Westgate Superbook mobile app. You get a free bucket of beer. Ask about the pods. Ask about the VIP booths. And you can get into Football Central for free. It's going to open up here in 21 minutes. 1,500 seats, smoke-free environment. Gooch from Comp is giving away prizes. You're listening to the Sunday Football Preview Show right here on ESPN Las Vegas. Cofield and Company's Monday Night Football home is the front yard at Ellis Island Casino and Hotel. Join Willie Ramirez and me, Cofield, as we give away sweet prizes. Check out M&F. And now you can place your bets at the brand new Boomer Sportsbook. Monday, starting at 3 o'clock. Cofield and Company, live in the front yard at Ellis Island Casino and Hotel.
Gambler's Bonus hits again. On August 2nd, Candace hit 4 queens, clearing her Gambler's Bonus 4-of-a-kind bingo card for over $16,000. Candace hit big, and so can you. With Gambler's Bonus, it's why you play the game.
If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt and are considering debt settlement, call Panda Law Firm.
And treat you like family. If you like your family, that is.
You're spot on, Chuck.
DLC lends up to $5,000 in minutes, and you can get your cash in person at one of our 70 locations, on our website, don'tbebroke.com, or even over the phone with one of our helpful, real staff members. You're gonna love Dollar Loan Center.
I'm Gary Lawless, and game day just got bigger at Ellis Island Casino. This football season, score big with $45 all-you-can-drink packages, delicious food specials in the front yard, a new massive 52-foot screen at the casino bar, and the all-new Boomer Sportsbook. Sign up for your Boomer's mobile account and get up to $250 in bonus bets, plus minus 105 odds on all pro football spreads on every regular season game. Download the Boomers app, then visit Ellis Island Casino or Casino Valley Verde to activate your account. Must be 21. Terms and conditions apply. Bet responsibly.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers.
Hey, audience. Jess, what time are we out?
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean,
54.
54 or 54.50?
54.50.
Okay.
Back to the place to be on a football Sunday, the Westgate Superbook.
Good game on this Sunday morning. You know, I leave the Vikes in Europe. The games have been entertaining. Next week is Broncos and Jets. That'll be good. John Murray is here, boss of the book at Superbook. exciting stuff. Back and forth with the Browns and the Vikings. It's 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Browns with Dylan Gabriel. He looks okay. 17-14. What'd you guys need in this one?
We need Cleveland. We did really well last Sunday. I think it was our best result of the day, actually, when Pittsburgh beat Minnesota. And the betting public's gone back to the well here on the Vikings. We'd like to see Cleveland hang on here. Looks like they're about to get the ball back late in the third quarter. Why did you make that little sarcastic comment? Should be a good one about Broncos Jets. I kind of picked up on something there.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm wearing a Jets jersey.
Right,
I don't know if you saw who it is.
That's Mark Sanchez.
But I might be the only person who still has Mark Sanchez jerseys. I have like 3 of them because generally when I buy stuff for my teams, it's guys who are gone and it's on the bargain rack. So I got this for free, but poor Mark Sanchez, right? Who hasn't gotten into a bar fight with a delivery driver outside an Indianapolis bar and taken some kind of knife somewhere.
Is that what happened? It was those
are the reports right now.
A DoorDash driver or something?
I think maybe he just wanted some food, but apparently he was doing wind sprints and,
that could happen.
You're all hopped up. You never know what's going to happen. Okay, college yesterday. How'd you guys do? Was there action on UCLA and Penn State?
Yeah, there was a little bit of action there. It wasn't really a big decision for us. One of the most shocking upsets I can ever remember, and definitely the biggest loss of the James Franklin era.
0-4 starts to then beat a top 10 team the next time out hadn't happened since 1985.
Well, that's unbelievable. Yeah, everybody's like all over James Franklin, deservedly. What about Deshaun Foster? Has anybody thought about that? I mean, they lost at home to New Mexico on a Friday night a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
They get an interim coach in there. They beat Penn State.
And Nico looked awesome, ran for over 100 yards. And
unbelievable, man.
Small note, I'll give Tim Skipper credit because Jerry Neuheisel's gotten all the rub. He's the OC. Tim Skipper's actually the head coach. He's a former UNLV assistant. What else in college football did you guys do okay?
Yeah, we did okay. We lost pretty big on the late game with Duke rolling Cal. That wasn't a good one for us. And A&M blowing out Mississippi State was another bad one for us. But we had some good ones there during the day. I'm trying to think of one right now. I can't think of any, but I'm sure we won on something.
Sorry to cut you off. John Murray's here from Westgate. UFC 320. I got a late bet in on Pajeda. I almost never win those bets when I do it last minute. Okay. I have to assume a lot of people were playing him because it was the plus money.
Well, good. I'm glad you brought that up. We did very well in the UFC.
You did?
It was actually a lot of parlays of all those favorites, Dvalishvili, and luckily for us, Poatan Chama takes back his title.
Oh, wow.
Incredible performance by him.
It was pretty sick.
It was awesome.
He just walked him down.
It was awesome.
Stood in front of him.
And that was great for us. I think it's great for the UFC because I think everyone's going to be like very anxious to see who he fights next. And his next fight will be huge, I think, business. So UFC really was really good for us. I'm trying to think. I know we had some big games in the morning. 24 hours ago is a long time, Steve.
Hey, turn the page. We go right.
Yeah.
We go right to the NFL. We go down the board here.
Yes.
What kind of money are you getting on the Jets? You don't have to give me numbers, but I mean, my God, this has gone from 2.5 to Cowboys pick.
A lot of money on the Jets. A lot of money on the Jets money line. We took a big bet yesterday. Jets plus 105 from a player that we respect. I'm not saying the Jets are going to win. I'm not trying to get your hopes up, but we have to admit that this is a really bad spot for Dallas. This has to be a letdown spot after last Sunday night's game. That was such a wild game against Green Bay that they probably should have won. They ended up tying. Now they got to go at the Jets. Tough to get up for that game.
John Murray, Westgate Superbook. Colts now 7.5. Raiders pretty beat up on the back end. Adam Hill just checked in to say that Stokes is out at cornerback, so the injuries continue to pile up for the Raiders on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, so this one, we took money on the Raiders early in the week at +7. We were at 6.5 for a lot of the week. As the injury reports rolled in late this week, notably Brock Bowers being inactive for the Raiders today, you see a lot of money come in on Indianapolis at -7, push us back up to 7.5. Right now, I think the Raiders are probably our biggest need of the morning.
You got to tell me where sharps are on Broncos Eagles, because I got opinions all over the place from the handicappers out there. I bet the Eagles like first thing on Monday, and then I just kept hearing Broncos from everyone.
You're going to hate my answer. My answer is it's going to be a nice Switzerland answer for you. They took 5 very, very early in the week. I think it was actually last Sunday night, if I remember that correctly. We got down as low as 3.5. Then we had one of our most respected accounts lay 3.5 on Thursday. Now we're at Eagles 4. So they're on both. They're on both teams, Steve.
Giants Saints has opened with, I don't know where it opened, but Giants were favored at one point. Now it's Saints 2.
It opened pick'em. There was money on the Giants right away Sunday night. We got as high as Giants 2. Some syndicates started playing New Orleans early in the week. Monday flipped it back to where New Orleans is now the favorite. I'd say the wise guys are on New Orleans. New Orleans hasn't looked that terrible except for the Seattle game. Other than that, they've looked okay.
I need you to confirm something that I am indeed a square. I played the Ravens again early in the week. Right now it's Texans -1.5 in Baltimore.
Well, it's hard to not look at that line and think it's an overreaction. I mean, our look-ahead line on that game was Houston +10. Houston +10. I'm talking about like 10 days ago that was the line, not in the summer. Lamar Jackson gets hurt. A bunch of other players for Baltimore got hurt. Houston did finally win a game, although it was against Tennessee. But I think the big thing is just the turmoil with Baltimore in general. Losing again to Kansas City, they just don't look right. And they got to go to the backup quarterback today. Did have a respected player take Baltimore +2.5.
We want people to sign up for the Superbook mobile app. So what's the process and what do they get?
Very easy. About a 5-minute process. Come in one time, deposit at the window. Take about, call it 5 minutes. You can deposit for free from anywhere you are through Sightline Play Plus. We cover all the fees. I'll even give you a bucket of beer when you sign up. And where else can you bet college football and college basketball at -109, NFL -108?
Afternoon games, I don't trust the Cardinals. I don't lay 7.5s, but I mean, Brian Callahan, the Titans head coach, is now 3-18 against the spread. I mean, this one's 7.5. Cardinals hosting Tennessee.
Well, it's hard not to look at Tennessee and say they're clearly the worst team in the NFL right now. We did have a respected player take Arizona -7 even money. That's why we're at -7.5 right now. Arizona is going to be a huge survivor play for people that are involved in that sort of thing, Steve. And I do think if Tennessee loses 26-0 at Houston, Arizona's better than Houston. I mean, you got to think Arizona should be able to get it done today, right?
I'm hoping. I'm going to lay the number.
Okay.
Sharps with the Bucks and the Seahawks. Where are they playing?
Well, I don't know if it was sharp money necessarily, but Tampa Bay had a really bad injury report come out late in the week, and we saw that number move up to 4 on Seattle. Now, some money did come back a little bit on Tampa. We're at 3.5 right now. Very even game right now.
Lions Bengals 9.5 Detroit.
Yeah, so this one we had sharp guys laying 10. We got to 10.5. Decker, the offensive tackle, ruled out for Detroit this morning. You might have heard about this. Bengals have some injury problems of their own. So a tough spot for the Bengals right now. The Lions are on a roll.
Chargers at 3. It's moved up after the announcement that the Commanders were getting Jaden Daniels back.
Yeah, we kind of game planned all week as if Daniels was going to play. There was money on the Chargers at -2.5. Now it's -3, but the juice is on Washington at +3. There's good money both ways in that game.
Patriots and Bills. This one's come way down. Was 9 just a couple days ago. Bills are 7.5. Totals 49.
Yeah, Patriots had a get-right game last week. They actually looked pretty competitive. Buffalo maybe got caught looking ahead a little bit last week, barely surviving the game against New Orleans. The money has come in, as you said, on New England. We're down to 7.5 right now.
Sorry I'm distracting you by being on the phone. I was trying to look up. I didn't get a chance to take a gander at the biggest college football games of next week.
Oh.
You have anything?
I haven't either. I usually after I do this show, I ask my guys, what are we looking at? I think that Texas, Oklahoma is one of them, if I remember correctly, which is a really interesting game to set because you got Oklahoma quarterback is out, but Texas looked terrible yesterday, and Arch Manning really struggled again. So that'll be a tough one. I believe the game, I think the look-ahead line was something like Texas 6.5 maybe. But I think it'll probably come down after that Texas performance yesterday afternoon.
You must be enjoying the college football season.
Yeah, it's been
as a fan.
Good. Oh, as a fan, I'd say so. I mean, I think it's pretty wide open this year. I think last year Ohio State looked to be so clearly the best team. They had that shocking loss to Michigan, and then they blew through the college football playoff. But I do think it's a lot more wide open this season.
I think this is the future of college football, and I love it. And it's something I called for a couple of years ago that NIL and transfer portal were going to change everything. Everyone's got players now.
Yeah.
And everyone's got not everyone. Lots more programs have quarterbacks, and it changes everything.
Well, I think the biggest difference now is if you're well-heeled and you're motivated to do it, you can go out and I'll say literally buy a quarterback. You can just buy yourself a quarterback.
Great example, right? Last night, as I'm watching Duke, I'm like, you know what? Duke wants to win in football. It always bought Coach K's roster.
Well,
so if they got money for,
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
We know what the deal was with 15 to 18 programs for like 40 years in college basketball. Well, Duke has money, and now they've made the decision. You know what? The Tulane quarterback's the best guy in the market. Let's go make him the highest paid guy for us. People are buying themselves to the table, and frankly, there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, we talked about Oklahoma, Texas. Oklahoma struggled last year because their offense was so bad. They go out. I know he's hurt right now. But they go out and they buy John Mateer.
Yep, changes everything.
Real good player.
Yep.
One of the Heisman favorites before he got injured. And now all of a sudden, Oklahoma's a team very possibly going to the college football playoff.
Football Central, open it up in just a couple minutes. Get on down here. Watch the games all day long at the Westgate.